Hey guys, welcome back to my amazing podcast, The Little Black Book, where we talk about all things that I want to talk about. Okay, so I do want to start off by apologizing because it's been a little while since you heard from me. I got sick. Okay, I got sick because I have really bad Sabora, and it was awful. It destroyed my stomach and essentially my immune system because I start getting colds and flu and a bunch of different things following. I finally feel a lot better. I'm a little bit stuffy right now, but we are going to pull through for episode 3. So, welcome. I am so excited to be here as always. Today we have a very interesting, different type of episode. Today we're going to be talking about the misconceptions of a woman that does Onlyfans. Okay, and I think this video is so important too because it will shed light on my opinions of things and, how I view the sex work industry from my angle and my end. Again, I cannot control what other people do with their bodies and what other people think. I can just give you my point of view and so these are 20 misconceptions, 20 of the biggest misconceptions of someone that does OnlyFans. So I didn't read all of them because I wanted to kind of be like surprised. I read the first few and I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. So let's get into them. All right, the first one, they have no self-respect. And also, I'm not gonna get offended about these because I understand there are misconceptions with everything. So, but I will check it. They have no self-respect. I don't agree with that, obviously, and it's not just me being biased because I'm in the industry or have been in the industry. It's more so that, like, I know plenty of people that respect themselves and are not embarrassed of their bodies, are not shameful about what they do. So I have plenty of self-respect. I love myself. I value myself. I value my time, my energy. I do think there is a barrier. I think there is a thin line to where it can get, where you can be perceived as someone that does not respect themselves. I think that's when finances get involved, meaning like, having sex for money, prostitution, that type of thing. And I'm not judging. I don't do anything like that. But I think there's a thin line where it could be debatable. Like, you're selling your body for money. I feel like also that's just like the men's point of view of things because niggas don't want to pay. And I'm not saying niggas is like black men. I'm saying like men don't want to pay for, access to the things that they want, but they expect women to not say what they want out of things. So it's debatable, but I have a lot of self-respect for me, and I respect the women that are in the industry as well. They only do explicit content. Not true. There are people that cook. There are people that do fitness stuff. Me per se, I don't really do anything too explicit. Nothing. Because I think it's all about comfort level too, like what you're comfortable doing on camera. It should be something that you're comfortable doing in general. So it's not just about being explicit. Do what you're comfortable with or don't do it at all. It's not all about explicit content. I mean, things that I feel like everybody has their own benchmark for what's explicit these days and what's not. I feel like doing a little booty pic, a little twerking, like, that is nothing compared to the things that I've seen, that we've both seen on the internet. I'm keeping it fucking cute, okay? They are desperate for money. This is number 3, desperate for money. I'm not even gonna lie. If you see my previous video, I think it was episode 1, of how I got into this. I was desperate for money. I needed money. I'm a mom. And it wasn't so much like desperate. I saw an opportunity. Excuse me. I saw an opportunity, and I'm like, okay, there's money here. This is something I'm comfortable doing. So it wasn't so much of being desperate, but like the money was good. The money was really good. They are uneducated or lack career options. I feel like it varies. I feel like the new age people coming into OnlyFans just jumped in because they got their ID, just turned 18, and just want to get some money. The money's there. Again, I'm not judging anybody. However, I think that social media has become a big career option. It's become a career option. OnlyFans is social media. It's a form, and it's a great form where you can receive revenue. So there are a lot of people that are making a lot of money off of OnlyFans. So I consider that a career option. And it says they're uneducated. I went to college. I became a teacher. I've been teacher certified, and I was a teacher for 7 years. So scratch that. They are all single and can't get a partner. This is number 5. All single and can't get a partner. Not true. I see people in marriages and relationships doing OnlyFans. So I'm not one of those people yet. And I feel like also when I get into a relationship, I'm not going to be like on OnlyFans like that. I just have no desire to. I feel like it's like two different worlds. I feel like it's something fun to do when you're single, but when you're in a relationship, unless the person's okay with you doing it, okay with doing it with you, I just feel like it's just not a relationship thing. Let's see. 6, they don't have real jobs. Maybe some. I feel like everything's a real job as long as you're getting money. Who gives a fuck? There's a lot of people that have opinions that are not contributing to the bill, to any of your bills. So for me, like, I never let that get into my head of like, this person's opinion, this person, because at the end of the day, I am paying my bills. So if somebody outside of that framework has an issue with it, they have to take it up with themselves, because, everything that you're getting money, US currency or whatever your currency is, that is a real job for you. If you are happy, healthy, strong, your bills are paid, you have taken care of yourself and your responsibilities, you have a real job. That's my opinion on that. 7, they are selling their bodies. So, what's so interesting? Throughout my course of like OnlyFans and Instagram content, I have heard this numerous amounts of times where someone would be like, oh, you're selling your body. Actually, a relative of mine made comments similar to that, and I haven't spoken to his little bitch ass in 7 years. So, but sorry, that just took like all my energy. But I haven't talked to that person in 7 years because the lack of education, lack of knowledge, and that those type of comments come from people that are hurting and have trouble seeing things from other people's point of view. My thing is, if I don't like something, I keep my mouth shut and I move on with my life. A lot of people do have trouble doing that. I don't think that it's selling your body at all. Selling content, selling pictures of your body. There are people that are actually selling their body. There are people that are actually having sex for money, and I'm not bashing you guys. Do what you need to do. Make your bread. However, it's just, you got to know who you're talking to. When you come to certain people with certain allegations, certain claims, you have to know who you're talking to. And you have to know what, you have to be educated on what you're speaking about. Like, you've got to know something, because if you're just like, oh, you're selling your body, there's so many different frameworks within that. Like, you're selling pictures of your body. Okay, you got it. Selling your body physically is crazy. I feel like that's very outlandish, and I also think it's disrespect. Yeah, and obviously, like, I believe in a digital footprint. I'm not going to act naive to that. I believe in a digital footprint. You leave behind, these days, what you leave behind in the digital world, amongst the physical world. Yeah. Saying that is like, so we're going to move down to number 8. They're available to anyone. You know me. I am one of the hardest people to reach. I'm one of the hardest people to get in contact with. I'm one of the hardest people to link up with. I don't link. Unless I really like you, you will never see me. I also live in the real world. So in that real world consists of actual work. I mean, I do consider this all my framework, all my work, but like I actually work, and I just have other responsibilities. I'm a full-time mom, full-time single mom. So I don't have like a crazy support system where people are just gonna pop up and watch my kids. And even still, if I did, I don't like going out the house if I feel like it's gonna be a waste of time. Like, I feel like a lot of guys, especially me being connected to this industry, want to have sex. And of course, I get it. However, it's just like, guys don't even take the risk of not being liked anymore. And I'll explain what I mean by that. I feel like, men will be like, cut right to the chase, which I understand. I made a previous video about, say what you want, be upfront. However, there are other guys that will loop around and waste your time. I also talk about this in episode 2. So it's just like, I'd rather my time not be wasted. I'd rather my babysitting, not be wasted. I'd rather my energy not be wasted. Like, there's so many things at risk when you decide that you want to go out and, or make yourself available via text message, calls, FaceTime, whatever. There's a lot of energy that goes into that. And I just don't shift and give my energy to just anybody because they think I'm cute, they think I'm sexy, they think I'm, this, and that. Like, I have a vetting process that I go through to make sure that I'm not wasting my time. So, unavailable. I'm available for the right things, unavailable for the wrong things. Absolutely. Let's see. They had a bad upbringing. This is number 9. So, no, I didn't have a bad upbringing. I had a really great upbringing. My mom did an excellent job raising us as a single mother. Obviously, my dad wasn't there. I do think there trickles in some daddy issues and some things, if you don't go through therapy and heal, you could be stuck in that conundrum. Luckily for me, my mom did an amazing job. Great transitional period when my dad left. For me, and I can only speak for myself, I feel like I barely even really noticed that I didn't have a dad full time until I was a lot older. It just didn't have a huge marking on my life. Me joining Onlyfans was not because I had a bad upbringing. It was because I think I'm sexy. I think I'm cute. And I think that people must fuck with me, So, and it's also just to me, it just feels, I'm not even going to say validating. I'm going to say it feels really, I feel like every time I do something sexy, I just unlock a new level of bad bitch. Just a new level. Okay, this is number 10. Number 10 says they can't be good mothers. Who said that? Who said that? All right, let me give you the breakdown. Tamika Smith, I am an incredible mother. If there is anything that I am the best at, and I know that I'm the best at, and I'm, very confident in this space and in this area, it is being a mother. Being a mom, I've been a mom for 12 years. And, in the beginning, when I was pregnant, I was very nervous about can I do this? Is it within my range of ability? I was very curious and very nervous. And as soon as I had my daughter, I could get emotional because being a mother taught me has taught me, and it's teaching me, a whirlwind of peace. There is so much peace in being a mom, and being a full-time mom, being a great mom, being a educated mom, being a supportive mom, being a friendly mom, being a stern mom, being a responsible mother. I love my babies. There's nothing in this world that I would not do for them. And yeah. They literally light up my life. If this whole video turned into me talking about being a mom, it would be hours and days long, this video. But I just want to say everybody's situation is very, very different and very, very unique. There are people that are shitty moms. It's just not me. I can't really speak on them, but yeah. So cheers to being a great mom. Let's take a sip of tea. Okay. Let's see. Number 11. They will regret it later. This is something that I've danced with years and years ago. I thought I was going to regret it later when I started doing Onlyfans. I'm not going to lie, I went in with a lot of hesitation, a lot of nervousness, and a lot of feelings of like, some insecurities, and, my body, I have a mom bod, right? Like, it's just not like a standard, skinny mini. I'm a thicky wicky. And I wouldn't say like thicky wicky, but I'm like, you get it. If you follow me on Instagram, you understand the vibes. So, I always dance with like, am I going to regret how I look, right? So I decided for myself, I would always put out tasteful content. No matter what, it has to be something that my mind, body, spirit agrees with. If I don't agree with it and I do it, you'll never see it. I'll never post it. You'll never hear about it. Because it's a rarity if I ever do something that I'm uncomfortable with. And I never do something that I'm uncomfortable with. So for me, it's just like, I do care, like I said earlier, about my digital footprint. I do care. And everything that I've done has been done with the thought of my future self in mind. So, will I regret it later? I think later's now. I'm fucking 30. So later is always coming. So will I regret it tomorrow? No. They are harming society. How would that be harming society? How is it harming society? So I'm going to skip that one because I think it's very silly. Number 13, they are all being exploited. I think that's also very silly. I think it's self-exploitation. To a degree, everybody's exploiting themselves, because if you want to even make it big in the industry, like social media industry, you're going to have to do something to be different. You're going to have to give an unpopular opinion. The standard average person is not blowing up based off of a view that everybody agrees with. What do you want out of your life? It's up to you. If you want to exploit yourself, exploit yourself. I feel like for me personally, I didn't get into this industry to exploit myself. Like I said again, very comfortable with everything that I do, have done. It is what it is. 14, they can't have respectable careers later. This is something that I actually have thought about. Because, like I said, I was a teacher for 7 years. This is also something that, I don't know. I'm like, I definitely could not go back into teaching. One, I don't have the patience for that anymore. I did it for 7 years. It was what it was. It was a great experience. I miss and love my students, and the parents and my coworkers and things like that. I do think about that often. But I think my career moving forward has always gone in the direction of sexual health, wellness, sexual health, sexual wellness, confidence building, motivational speaking. really just geared toward my framework and what works for me and the things that I identify with, the things that I enjoy doing, like speaking. So I don't think it's going to affect my entrepreneurial spirit at all. Like, this is all, everything that I've gone through is a testimony for my greatest success and the things that I'm going to achieve later in life. So, not worried about that. This is 15. They are all making millions. I'm not making millions. Not yet. But I feel like I wouldn't even want to make millions on Onlyfans. That's not how I would want to bring in my million. I want to bring my million in on the strength of here. I want to bring my million in on the strength of here. All right. I want to bring my million in that way. I don't mind being a thousandaire off of my butt, my looks, my image. But I want to be my millions. My millions, I want to be a transformative thing, like something where I can inspire a young woman or a young man or, somebody to want bigger and be bigger than the image that they carry. And, we have no control over what we look like, but we have all control over how we act and how we present ourselves in the world and how we, affect other people's lives and how we go about it that way. So I'd rather my millions come from here and from here than my butt. Okay, let's see. Moving on to the next one. They have no real talent. I have a lot of talents. I actually sing. I write amazing music and poetry. I can produce music. I've written 3 books. What else? I do some really cool stuff. I'm great at motivational speaking. I've spoken to a lot of people and encourage a lot of people to do a lot of amazing things. I'm just really cool. I just literally, I love starting new businesses. I love following through with those businesses. And sometimes business doesn't go how you planned or what you want, or you just flipped and changed your mind and wanted to do something else. I just love business. I love making money. And it's not like, oh, I love making money. It's you go buy a Gucci bag. I love making money because I love seeing something that comes from here turn into this, turn into a new toy for my children, turn into, rent for my home, turn into different opportunities and different spaces that me and my children and myself, we can occupy. So, So I have a lot of talent. 17, they do not contribute to society. I'm contributing to society. I actually view the homeless, and that is something that I really am so passionate about. I also, guys, if you don't know this, I sell my recipes online in my online store. I get a little itchy. It's itching here. So I am a great member of society. I love the elderly. I help the elderly. I help the poor. I love helping people. And I can't wait for my millions to come in so that I can help more people. Or even my thousands, guys. Or even my tens. I love helping people. Okay, so now we move on to 18. They are lonely or unhappy. Listen, I am a happy camper. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie and act like I've never been lonely before. Loneliness is something that actually all of us deal with, especially if we are unwed, single, that whole thing. I have struggled with loneliness for a very long time. And, loneliness can hold hands with depression, insecurities, not acknowledging your worth. There's a whole plethora of where loneliness can stem from. For me, it was very much like, I don't have my person yet. And I'm such a lover girl. Like, I literally love so hard, and I'm so excited about love, right? And for me, it was just like, oh my God, why don't I have my love yet? Why don't I have my person yet? And it became like, loneliness started coming in. Like, it started feeling like the walls were closing in on me, where I was like, oh my God, in terms of friendships, I don't have like the most solid friendships, relationships, families all over the country. So it just felt like, for me, my loneliness came from a space of just like seclusion. And then one day, through therapy and a lot of therapy and a lot of hard work, inner work, a lot of reading, a lot of educating myself, and a lot of prayer, I learned that it's okay to be alone in certain seasons, because there are people that are going to come into your life and be monumental in your life and hold a great space. And sometimes you have to be the one to initiate things and reach out and talk and have different conversations. And it's okay to let certain people go. It's okay to let certain people in. This is also where discernment comes in, and it just was something where, yeah, it was a battle. I was just like, oh my God, like, the majority of my loneliness feelings came from not having a spouse, not having a boyfriend. It's been years since I've had a boyfriend. I haven't had a boyfriend since 2020. So, yeah, it was really just like, 2021. But it was really just like, I miss waking up next to somebody. I miss having a man, help me think about things from a different point of view, and not from an emotional standpoint, but from a logical standpoint. Like, I miss that. I miss the shoulder rubs, the booty rubs, the cuddles, the reassurance. There are a lot of benefits of being in a relationship. And, I feel like there was this time when I was lonely, and then now loneliness visits. It doesn't reside in me, it visits. So, yeah, I'm still excited to find my person, still excited to be in love one day. And I can't wait, and I'm very excited for that love to find me. Until then, I know that I'm alone right now, but I'm not lonely. Loneliness visits. So I hope that's something that can stick with one of you, who's also kind of facing that same type of wave of like, fuck, I don't have my person, Yes. So this moves us to 19. They can't be in a serious relationship. So I can be in a serious relationship because it's something that I want. If you don't want a serious relationship, one, stay away from me. Don't DM me. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm being silly, but really don't. I feel like it's just like, it has to be something that you want, right? With anybody. And if you don't want it, you refrain from it. You stay away from it. You keep it at arm's reach, arm's distance. So I think this has nothing to do with somebody that works in Onlyfans. I could be in a serious relationship, and I understand and I respect boundaries. Excuse me. I expect my partner to support me. I expect my partner to see more of me, as I see more of myself. I wouldn't make OnlyFans a long-term thing. It's never been a long-term thing for me. It's never been something I was like, oh, I want to make it big here, and I want to be the best that ever did it. Those are not my goals. My goals are quite the opposite, actually. So, yeah, I could be in a very serious relationship. That's actually what I'm looking for. It's what I'm after, and that's what energy I hope finds me fairly soon, babe. Like, come on. But yes, a person that does OnlyFans can be in a serious relationship. I've seen people married in a serious relationship, so it's to each their own. All right, guys, so this brings us to number 20. They do it because they have no other choice. the average person has a lot of choices, and having choices is a privilege. So to say that somebody has no other choice but to show their body on the internet is wild. For me, I am very big on, again, doing what you want to do, doing what you feel comfortable with. I feel like, anybody could jump in and jump out of this industry as they see fit. Could it be messier for others than others? Absolutely. Depending on what you do and what type of content you put out, and if it's something that you're not completely comfortable with. Everybody has a choice. You could jump in, jump out. I'm not even going to get too much into that one because it's also silly. So this wraps up episode 3 of my amazing podcast, The Little Black Book, and I am just so excited that you watched this entire video. And if there are any misconceptions in this video that you disagree with or agree with, drop it down below in the comments, because I really genuinely want to know if you agree with me, disagree, or indifferent. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate your views, I appreciate your likes, I appreciate your comments and your enthusiasm for this podcast. Again, I do apologize for the delay. It won't happen again unless I'm sick or something comes up. However, God is good. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching episode 3, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Bye.